Hello, everyone. Good evening. How is everyone doing? Why can you continue to try this?
Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to be here with you this evening, and I'm also happy to have you as our esteemed audience for today's event. My name is Adewale Pusavi. I'm the content lead for the AWS Cloud Club of the University of Lagos, and I'm happy for you to be here to join us for today's event. Quickly, I'm going to take the order of event for today, so you can follow us as we progress. Firstly, I'll take the welcome note, and that's going to be given by me. And shortly, within 5 minutes afterwards, we're going to go to the introduction of tracks, and we're going to discuss the mobile that we have for having tracks. That's going to be taken by Oni Emmanuel, who is our captain, and that's going to take him 10 minutes to do. The third order of event today is introduction of track projects in the context of larger upcoming projects. And we would want every one of us to be very attentive and to follow us on these and to try to note down your questions as we take them. So afterwards, we are going to answer your questions that you may have about all the explanations we've done. That's going to take us 10 minutes, and it's going to be presented by four of us, myself, Oni Emmanuel, Moses, who is our design lead, and by Fauzia, who is our event lead. The fourth order of event is announcement. We have various announcements to pass out to you, so stay tuned to that time and you know the announcement we have for you. That's going to be taken by Moses. So we take whatever questions you may have from today's event or from all the events we've had so far. If you have any question you'd want to ask us, we take that next. And then on the sixth thing we have for today is our quiz. And for anyone that's been following us before now, you all know how with our quiz is always going to be interesting. And of course, it's going to be taken by the very capable person that has always been taking it, Fauzia. And you have things to win by participating very well in the quiz. So please try to take it seriously. You have a lot of goodies for you to win. So to start first into today's event, I'm going to take the welcome note. So um, today's event title is Cloud Launchpad, Starting Your AWS Adventure. For anyone who has been part of this Cloud Club, the AWS Cloud Club of the University of Lagos, and who has been following us, we all know that we've had a lot of events in the past. This is our sixth event, and it's the second event of the year. And other than that, we've had a lot of projects that we've done within the community. We've had a lot of different activities that we've done to help us on our cloud journey. And for everyone that has been a part of the team, you can all testify that it's been worth your time ever since. And for anyone who is just joining us, I will very much admonish you to please be a very dedicated member, to join us on our WhatsApp groups, to join us on all of our social media platforms, not to miss out from the various benefits that you can get from being a member of this Cloud Club. So we've done a lot of projects in the past, and for anyone who has read the detail of today's event, it's taking all of our activities into the next level. So all what we've done in the past is just like testing the waters for what is to come. So from now on, you can start to do things that people would call themselves professionals in cloud computing sphere are actually doing. So we are opening up a gate to a new kind of adventure, a new dispensation, if you might call it that. And so I think I'll open the floor for Uni Emmanuel, who is going to take the second thing for today's agenda, which is the introduction of tracks and the morale for having these tracks. Before I do that, I'd like to give a brief context again into today's event for anyone who has been a part of the community and who has been following up. I believe many of them will already have an idea of what today's event is all about. We have a couple of announcements to do. We will have a lot of introductions to do about how our event is going to proceed afterwards. But for people that are just joining us, I think I'll make a brief introduction about this. AWS Cloud Club is a student-led cloud club of the University of Lagos, and the AWS is Amazon Web Services. It's a tech-based club in the University of Lagos, and we inaugurated activities about 1 year ago. So we've been about 1 year in existence. We have about 300 members, many of them from the University of Lagos and other members also outside of the university campus. So anyone who is interested and enthusiastic about learning cloud computing is welcome to join us. We've had a lot of events in the past. We've had a lot of opportunities presented to a lot of our club members in the past, and we'll continue to do so, and to in fact put in more effort to do so. So you have nothing to miss by joining us. So I would open the floor to Oni Emmanuel to continue. Thanks everyone, and welcome.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Adewale, for that. Welcome note. It's really like intriguing, and yeah, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Yeah, so to just kick off the floor, first of all, good evening, everyone. I don't know where we are all watching from. Some people are watching from the US, some are watching from Nigeria, but whatever the case may be, good day, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. How have we been doing? How has our day been? It's been a while that we've like really like had the time to actually like um communicate and share ideas and even like just to reach out to the community in itself. So you guys, I use this opportunity to welcome each and every one of us to today's event, which is more or less around cloud launchpad. And yeah, so in order not to waste time, because we are really like time conscious, I'll just move straight to the next item, which is more or less around the introduction of the tracks. So before now, I think about a week ago, a mail was sent out to the community members containing, addressing basically the introduction of the tracks um, for the various community members. So basically, one of the things that we kind of like learned over time was that a lot of people have like different interests when it comes to cloud. Some people are more interested in web, other people are interested in ML and AI, and we have varieties of interest. And we kind of like come together and we reason that it would be best if we actually have like specializations where people can actually like really specialize on a particular track. And that was the reason why we are putting it together, which is more or less like the introduction of the various tracks to the community. So to help each and every one of the members be able to learn based on the interest, based on particular interest for the class specialization they're actually interested in. And a email was sent out as regards this, more or less highlighting all of these basically, and a form was really attached to this as well, where people can actually like indicate the necessary or the particular track they're actually interested in, and here we get to like get that details from my hand, and they will proceed with the necessary things. Yeah, so I'll just give more or less like highlight the tracks that are currently like available at the moment, and yeah, just give a little bit like more of like details or context to those various tracks. So first of all, so the various track currently that we have at the moment is or are the first of all we have the web track. Um, so more or less the web track more or less covers everything as regards web development, as regards infrastructure, as regards basically websites and all of that. So the web track is more or less um, covering AWS services that makes use of, for example, say AWS Amplify, which is more or less like a all-in-one solution packed service that is made to build products from like the front end as well as the back end services. And we have all of this packaged in one service. So we have the web track that is more or less focused in that light. And we have a couple of other AWS services that is more or less aligned towards the web track. So people that are like interested in web development, people that are interested in building applications and all of that can actually join the web track. Then the second track is more or less the ML and AI track. And this is like one of the track that I feel I see a lot of people actually like showing interest in, because a lot of times or probably the norm these days is that AI has actually taken over, and AI is actually in the trends basically. So a lot of people are actually like interested towards learning what AI is and probably experimenting and doing particular project as regards AI. So yeah, we have the AI and the ML track basically, and yeah, it's basically all around machine learning. It's more around artificial intelligence, um, working with services, and AWS kind of have a lot of services that um, one can actually implement in terms of ML and AI. We have a lot of them. I don't want to go into details because of time now. But once people that are actually interested in ML and AI that are looking to do cool projects and be able to like more or less broaden their knowledge as regards ML and AI, especially in line with AWS, can actually join the ML and AI track. Then the third one is more around data. So data is more or less people that are actually interested in data, say data analytics, data science, databases, and everything that aligns with data basically. So this particular tracks is basically specified just for people that are interested in data. And as I said earlier on, AWS has like couple of services that people can actually like look into when they're actually looking towards the data aspect of things. A lot of database services, a lot of data storage services, a lot of data integration services, and a lot of other services that you could actually work around data as well. So people that are actually interested as well in taking up specialization in data management, in data science, in data analytics can actually take a look into the data track. Um, Also, the last but not the least is the security aspect. And sincerely, this is like one of like my core. Uh, for everything, I believe that basically, in all we are actually doing in the cloud, one must actually ensure that we are working in a secured environment because a lot of people are actually prying and they're trying as much as possible to be able to like get into your application and cause malfunction and all of that. So security is very, very important when we are designing our applications, when we are designing our solutions and all of that. So the fourth track, which is more specified into security in itself, helps us to be able to look into services, look into tools that AWS provide to ensure that we have high securities for our applications, for our infrastructures that we may spin up on the server or on the cloud. And this is really like a track that is like specifically designed for security. How do we ensure security in our applications? How do we ensure security in our infrastructures? And yeah, people that are actually looking towards to be specialized in security now can actually join this particular track. So in all, these are the tracks that we currently have, and this currently we are still looking towards more or less adding more tracks to what we have currently. But for starters, these are the few tracks that we'll be starting or be kicking off with for now. And yeah, we hope like the community will be able to learn, be able to take advantage of these tracks and specialize and build up skills basically in all of these tracks. So the form for this specialization and the tracks in itself will be sent out again. So people that are interested in towards joining one track basically can actually indicate that interest via the form. And we get those details and we'll proceed with the necessary steps after that. So currently, I think that's like the brief explanation um, I'll be giving around the specialization of tracks. Okay, I think I have a question. Okay, so I'm having a question from Amagbewa. Sorry about my pronunciation of your name. So I think you're saying if there is no cloud track. So all we're actually doing basically is more or less around the cloud. So and there are general projects, projects that we actually do in regards to the cloud environment. But we're looking at more of less specializations when it comes to cloud resources. So everything we're still actually doing is still on the cloud in itself. And yeah, we still get to learn about the cloud and the services that we can actually like explore making use of the cloud in itself. but we are talking now more or less about specializations of cloud services, and that's like what the track specialization is really about. I don't know if I've answered that particular question. So there'll be a time for Q and A, and so in the time for Q and A, we could get to ask whatever questions that, and we get to like get clarity on whatever things we are not really like having clarity on. And yeah, I thank you very much. We'll be moving to the next section, which is more or less around the introduction of our project. So currently we have so we are starting off a project phase, and this project phase is more or less divided into two phases. So the first one is more or less the track project, track specialized projects, and we'll be giving more details later on the other section or the other part of the project. So Moses, I don't know if you are there. We could just kickstart introduction. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining today's event. My name is Moses. I'm the design lead for the AWS Cloud Clubs, Unilag, and I'm very happy to be here. So, I'll be introducing us to the first project, which is basically for web applications. This is more like a hands-on project that involves using AWS Elastic Beanstalk and AWS IAM, which we all know as the Identity and Access Management. This project is divided into two parts. The first part is setting up CLI, which is command line interface for Elastic Beanstalk. So in this part, we are basically using some command prompts to gain access to Elastic Beanstalk interface. That's what we are doing in this first part. While in the second part is we deploying and monitoring the web applications on AWS Cloud with the Elastic Beanstalk that was set in the first part. So we are working on building an application and using the Elastic Beanstalk interface that we did in the first part for monitoring and deployment of web applications. Um, Elastic Beanstalk is like a helpful assistant for web applications. It is serverless, meaning that you don't need servers or database to run your web applications. All you need is your code, um, and it will help you undo every task, like from start to finish, like load balancing, auto scaling, and the likes. Um, I also mentioned IAM earlier, which is the identity and access management tool. So the IAM basically is a management tool that helps us control access to AWS resources. It is used for managing user groups and also to set permissions within our AWS account. So we'll be learning how to create an IAM user account, how to we'll be learning about user groups, we'll be learning about roles, policies, and also multi-factor authenticator, which is a safety precaution taken regarding the web. So this is like a brief summary of on this project, and I want to assure us that it's very beginner friendly, and all the resources we'll be needing for this particular project will be provided. Thank you, guys. The next project will be introduced to us shortly by Emmanuel. Emmanuel.
All right, yeah, thank you. So the next project to be introduced by Adewale. Sorry, please can you go on? Thank you. Sorry, if you are speaking on mute.
Oh, sorry. And thank you very much, Madam and Moses. I'm glad to be here again for the second time. I'm going to be introducing the data track of the whole tracks that we have. So the first thing I would want to do is to sell anyone listening on why they should participate in the data track. If, in case you're not yet sure what track you want to participate in, I want to tell you some of the reasons why you may think the data cloud is good for you. If you are interested in being a data analyst, a data scientist, or a data engineer, anything you want to do regarding data, and you want to work in the cloud, it will be very good for you to focus on the data cloud. You have a lot of resources on AWS that will enable you to do a lot of things you would want to do as a data scientist, as a data analyst, as a data engineer. So you have a lot of enabling resources on AWS framework. So I'll go on to introduce the project. The name of the project we're going to be starting with is how to create and connect to a Microsoft SQL Server database with Amazon RDS. So Amazon RDS is a relational database service for anyone who knows a bit about data. There are different kinds of databases, and relational databases, also known as RDS, are one of the common types. So AWS has provision for using relational database, and it's called Amazon RDS. That's the name of the service. And so we are going to look at how to work with Microsoft SQL Server, which is a desktop-based application where you can actually generate your data, where it serves as a server database. And so you'll be doing two things. Some parts of your work is going to be done on your local computer, and that's the part that has to do with creating your Microsoft SQL Server. And the other part is going to be done on the web, which is you connecting it to the Amazon RDS. So it's a beginner level project. It's going to take you a minimum of 25 minutes. And most of the time, you can do it within that time, or maybe a little bit more if you run into a few obstacles, which will be available to help you troubleshoot. In case you have any issues in the course of the project, you're free to reach out to us and we'll be ready to help. So that's another good advantage. You need to, the requirement for this project is you should have an AWS account and you should have access to the management console, because a lot of things you'll be doing, you have to do it from the management console. So um, it's a free to eligible. You don't have to spend any money. You shouldn't be charged in as much as you follow the projects as due, and you delete your instances, or you terminate your resources after you're done with the project. So I think that will be it from our side. The data track and the first projects will be taken on the data track. Thanks for listening. I'll hand over the baton to Emmanuel to continue with the data tracks.
All right, thank you. Yeah, you're welcome once again. So yeah, I'll just move to the next project that we'll be doing. So I'll be moving and speaking on the project for ML and AI. That's the machine learning as well as the artificial intelligence track. Yeah, so I know a lot of people actually, I don't know if we have like the sporty bird people in our in the house. So I think they're really excited about this project. So for the ML and AI, we'll be looking at the projects or working around the project, generating machine learning predictions without writing the code. So basically, in this project, basically, we'll be looking at using an AWS service, which is the Amazon SageMaker canvas, to build learning models and generate accurate predictions, even without writing a single line of code. So we're looking actively making use of SageMaker. So SageMaker Canvas is more or less like a visual point and click interface that expands the use of ML to like the business analysts and helps them to make business decisions even without like any ML experience. In just a few clicks, you can actually build like an ML model and generate accurate predictions, even making use of the SageMaker canvas. And the predictions can actually be in either like a single or in a bulk, basically to assist with the business decision. And what we really like accomplish in this project, first of all, you like see how we actually import data sets to train our models. You see how we select the target variable for classification. You see how we inspect database visually. We see how we build an ML model, and even with the SageMaker canvas. Also understand model features and metrics. Then we'll also be able to like generate and understand bulk and single predictions. Basically, what we just need here is just more or less your AWS account, and you are set to go. I'm really excited about this particular project because when I actually did this project, I mean, it was really like a very fun and a very like impactful project. I was able to learn a lot of things when I actually did this particular project. So I will urge all of our ML and AI enthusiasts in the house to actually look into what's working on this particular project. And yeah, finally, I'll move to the last track, which is more or less around security. And I said earlier on, security is a cogent part of the cloud. It's like one of the 5 pillars of the cloud to ensure that we have a safe environment, safe applications to prevent malicious attackers from having access to our applications. So we're looking towards adding and editing firewall rules in Amazon Lightsail. So that's what we'll be that's the project we'll be working on in terms of security. So Lightsail is more or less like is more or less like an EC2 instance, but is more or less like a cheaper instance of an EC2 basically, and it still offers the same functionalities just as an EC2 instance. The virtual services, it's the storage, database, and networking basically. And you can actually start small and scale as you grow. So basically, in this project, what we'll be doing more or less is learning how to add, edit, and delete firewall rules to an existing instance. You learn how to add rules to a firewall for your instance to control traffic connected to it. So, and you also learn how to specify the application layover protocol type, the ports, your source IP addresses, and that are allowed to connect to your instances. So all of these things are things that you actually learn when you actually take on this project. Basically, it's more or less how to restrict access and how to give access to a particular user to a particular service or infrastructure resource, basically on the cloud. So we're looking. This project is actually an exciting one. I think when I was working around this one, I was able to learn one or two things that I did not know before now, and it was really an exciting one and an eye-opening one. So yeah, I would urge each and every one of us to look at each of these projects based on the interest and basically fill out the form that will be passed across via mail to indicate the track you're actually interested in. So we'll be able to get that and forward and send basically via mail as well the resources that you're using to access this particular project. And yet that would be all in terms of the introductions of the project that we'll be working on for now. Yeah, thank you very much. So we're moving over to the next item on the list because of our time. And that will be the announcements. Okay, so the announcement supposed to be taken by Moses, but yeah, so let's just get that on other. So yeah, so quickly in terms of the announcement, we're looking. So first of all, yeah, you're welcome once again. And so for the announcement for today, the first on the table here is more or less to address volunteering. So we'll be looking. So in a few, very soon we'll be putting out like a form, more or less like an application or a call for application for a publicity lead as well as a community manager. So for a publicity lead, basically, it's more or less around everything that entails publicity in all sense, publicity of our events, publicity of projects, and publicity of whatever things that needs to be publicized to the community. So we'll be looking at putting out a call for that particular position. So as many people that are interested towards applying for this particular position, we'll be welcoming all application as regards that. Then secondly, we're putting out a call as well for a community manager. So as many people that have like an experience managing community making sure that the community is alive, making sure that the community is always engaged. So we're putting out a call for such individuals to be able to join us as well, be able to make our community and take our community to the next level. So we're putting out applications for these two particular roles. Very soon you get to see an email, or you get to see like an announcement on that. So yeah, just stay tuned and watch out for this particular call for application. Then secondly, yeah, just as I mentioned earlier on, I said the tracks are actually divided into two phases. So we have the track based, the track specialized projects. Then the second one, which is what I actually explained earlier on. Then the second one is more or less the broader projects, basically. So for that particular one, so what we are looking at to achieve for that one is for various people with various skill sets coming together to actually like work on a particular problem and yeah, provide solutions to a particular problem. So it more or less brings about coordination, brings about working together on a team. Um, it more or less it more or less helps to be able to like the individuals that are actually involved to actually like work around um, providing solution together as a team. And I think yeah, this particular phase of the project is really an exciting one because it more or less shows you what you kind of experience even in industries, even in the society when you get to the industry firsthand. So it's something that will be coming in soon, very shortly. So people should stay tuned. So the community should stay tuned and like look forward to this particular project phase. And um, thirdly, yeah, as I said earlier on, so we'll be commencing this particular project. That's the tracked specialized project. We'll be commencing that particular one by this Saturday. So the BC and the emails for that will be going out with so first of all, for as many people that has actually indicated interest and have filled the form for the track specializations, they'll be the one getting the project, the resources for the project, as well as the submission pattern and the submission procedure, basically. So for as many people that has not filled the form yet, so this is more or less to encourage you to go and get so the link will be posted here as well. So um, this is to encourage people to actually go get the link and fill in the particular track they are actually interested in, and from there we'll be able to take it up and send out the necessary resource that pertains to this particular project, and then you can get to like work on this project firsthand. So those are like the core announcements having for now. And yeah, thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you guys for yeah, staying with us up to now. So we'll be moving to the next phase, which is more or less around the Q&A section. So I don't know if there are any comments, if there are any questions that any one of us has that we want to like have, or provide any clarity that we might, I mean, anything that we need clarity on. So we could just put that in the chat and we could get to like get answers to these questions. Yeah, so it's looking like everybody understands and everybody is fine with all of the information that has been passed across. If you have any questions, if something is not really clear, if you want to get clarity on a particular topic, if you're having suggestions, actually, yeah, please put that in chat and we should be able to take it up from there. So please feel free to put in your questions in the chat. Waiting. questions, suggestions. It's looking like a lot of people are they understand everything. That's actually very nice. It shows how attentive and um, understanding our community members are. All right, if there are any suggestions on probably things to implement or things to do, this is like an avenue to share them. Um, yeah, so we'll be like for the next 1 minute, we'll be looking to entertain any suggestions, any questions. Um, okay, well, in the meantime, I think so for anyone that has a question or probably like a suggestion, can just put that in the comment section. In the meantime, Wale will just more or less go around giving like a summary of all that has been said. So for people that have not, that people that dropped during the call can actually get to hear these things again and just get an affirmation of that. Thank you very much. Wale, you can proceed with that. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for still remaining with us to this point of the program. I very much hope you are having value for your time. For the purpose of people that have maybe network issues or people that are just joining us, I'd want to take a quick summary of what we have said so far in today's event. So we have announced to the community that we are intending on taking on tracks, and we have 4 different tracks in which every member is allowed to pick one track, okay, to participate in. So the 4 tracks we have are the AI ML track for people that are interested in artificial intelligence and in machine learning. We have the data track for people that are interested in working with data on the cloud, maybe people who want to be ML engineers, people who want to be data scientists, pardon me, data scientists, data analysts. And then we have the security track for people that are interested in securing resources on the web. If you want to be a security specialist, you should try and do that track. And we have the web track for people that want to be developers or that are already developers and want to step up their game to the next level by mastering the cloud. So those are the 4 tracks we have, and we are going to start by having mini projects on each of those tracks where each person is going to be taking a project. Okay, we have projects, let's say week after week, and everyone's going to take a project in the track in which they are pursuing. So if you are in the data track, you take a project in the data track. If you are in the AIML track, you take a project in the AIML track. And we have said that the reason for doing this is because we intend to do even bigger projects as a team, okay, as a community. We intend that as time goes on and as we build our expertise in each of our different tracks, all of us will be capable of coming together to work on single projects that are multidisciplinary, so we can have every other people from every other track contributing to one single project. And we intend we'll be able to even solve some industry problems from these projects that we intend to take as we progress. So if there is any question, okay, or that, from all of this so far, I think you can start writing it on the chat now and ask us questions. So the next thing I would want to talk of again is we made announcements, okay, that if there is anyone who wants to contribute directly, because of course all of us as members we are already contributing. But if you would want to contribute directly in the Cloud Club, there are opportunities for people to join various teams and for people to take on various responsibilities within the team. So for anyone who wants to join our sponsorship team, there is opportunity for that. We're going to put out a form very soon for people to join. If you want to join the publicity team, in which you'll be responsible for given the team media outreach, you can apply for that once the form is out. And if you want to join, if you want to participate as a community manager, if you've had experience in doing anything like that before and you want to participate as a community manager, just watch out. We're going to give the forms for that very soon, and people can apply to do that. Other than that, I think that sums up everything we've said for today. So if there are any questions, I'll leave you to Emmanuel to take the questions. Thank you very much for joining us for today's event, and I hope to see you some other time. Over to Emmanuel.
All right. Thank you very much for going over. I mean, all has been said. Yeah, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. So far, I don't think there are any questions. I think everyone, I mean, is up to like speed on what has been mentioned earlier on, and even from the summary, I guess a lot of people that are not here that have missed out on one information or the other has gotten like a comprehensive review of all that has been said today. Yeah, so thank you very much, everyone. We'll be communicating in the community. For as many people that have not joined our community, we'll be sending out the link we're posting that on the chats so people to join in and for people to be able to join the community as well. Also, for Okay, and also for the people that are interested in applying for any of the positions that have been mentioned earlier on, a call for application form will be sent out as well. So just be on the lookout, and yeah, you get to see this information as well as for the project. We getting to send out the information for the resources via mail. So for as many people that would be interested in participating in the project, please fill out the form for the indicating your interest for the particular cloud of track that you're interested in, and from there we'll be able to take that up. Thank you very much for joining. I mean, it's really been an amazing time getting to speak with the community. Thank you very much. And from my hand here, I would say a good night, and yeah, keep learning, keep striving, and keep becoming better in what you do. And yeah, we'll see you at the top. Thank you very much. All further communications will continue on the community group. Thank you very much and have a lovely evening. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.